And yeah, he was all like, Frederick Lane. He played a guy named Gordon, and he was all like, I don't agree with all this stuff, Sato. I'm still. And I liked it because it was interesting. You have this interesting little bit here. He's all like, I don't like, the fact that you're going around. These people are still human. They're prisoners, but they're still human beings. Don't need to be some sadistic asshole and murder people. So this guy has a conscience, and I like that. They kind of used that in the film, and it was an interesting little bit of, knowledge there. So Christopher Lambert, basically, and the Marcus end up actually going on detail, which their detail to work is actually in spacesuits outside the station, basically, fixing panels and stuff. And these panels look so goddamn fake. It looks like it is so obvious that they filmed this scene at the soundstage with plastic fucking panels and shit. But I gotta admit, this sequence is sort of suspenseful. The music probably helped. Christopher Frank did a good job, built it up where Christopher Lambert looks like he's gonna be left behind because they're trying. There's a meteor shower, and they're like, we're gonna close all the doors. You better get your ass inside the fucking station. And it's like you had to get up close on the timer going 4, 3, 2, 1, and Christopher Lambert barely gets in there, before the time's out. So that run out. So that was pretty suspenseful. That was a good part of it. But, okay. So now we get into more of the meat of the film after that. You have Patrick Malahide. He has this whole grand plan. He's got this giant gun on the station, like lockout. And he wants to use it to basically to take people ransom. And for some reason, he's got a grudge against, because I guess he's the one that ran the prison, who was responsible for the Fortress, that got supposedly destroyed at the end of the first film, even though they didn't show it getting destroyed, they just showed it kind of freaking out. So I guess his job's on the line or something. And so he's like, I'm going to capture Brennick and I'm going to get his family and we're going to make it life hell or whatever. Or some, just basically just going overboard, for the sake of, just trying to make himself look better. So he's kind of trying to, basically have this giant gun and he wants to take people ransom and get money or whatever, but it never really goes that far with that plot. So basically what happens is Brennick tries to escape, but Malahide's too smart for him. So he actually gets sent into this hole, into this pit, which, like I said, was this thing that looks like a bubble, like the bubble, when you're playing that game, the thing you push with the dice in it, it looks exactly like that. He's stuck in the dice bubble, and the sun's, burning him, or he's freezing, and then he ends up getting let out of it. So it's their version of the mind wipe chamber, and it's pretty fucking lame. It's kind of like he's got frostbite. He's like almost frozen solid, or burnt really badly. But then he looks perfectly fine afterwards, after he's been in there for 3 days. They throw him in the cell, and he's looking fine. I'm like, what the hell? He was like, icicles all over him, and he looked like he had third-degree burns, but no, he's fine. He's immortal! He's Christopher Lambert. He's a fucking Highlander. So anyway, that's this one where the prisoner goes fucking psycho. He's tired of seeing this stupid fat-ass lady doing these stupid shows on the prison network. Yeah, they have a TV, prison network TV, and there's this fat-ass chick who does aerobic exercises and shit to wake them up in the morning. I'm not kidding. They'll to wake them up in the morning, she's just like, all right, now move those legs. Yeah, now let's go. Feel the burn. Do you feel it? It's like, oh my God. It's like this film's half-assed attempt at satire, like RoboCop, Silent Temper, but just satire, but just falling flat on its ass. It's just not funny and it's just annoying. So anyway, this guy can't handle it, so he breaks the TV with his head. Then Marcus finds one of the transmitters, and fucking MacGyver's his way to create some channel, receiver thing, basically like a remote control to control all the TVs. Then the guy who got his brain fried earlier, he has a pet cockroach, and what they do is they fucking attach a fucking camera to the fucking cockroach without fucking it up, and the cockroach, they watch the cockroach. Because the cockroach gets food somehow. So they watch the cockroach basically, head its way into Malahide's, room. And basically ends up giving them some information. I guess it records the keypad tones for the password. And then you have the bug gets crushed. And the bug's name is Newman. So the guy who owned the bug, he was like, Newman! Newman! And I'm like, I couldn't resist a Seinfeld reference, you know. Hello, Newman! So anyway, and you know, I don't know if people are sports fans in here, you know, watch my videos, but man, I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, and so I had last season, fucking Terrence Newman getting his ass rolled over by a fullback. Bye-bye, Newman. Bye-bye. It's the same thing with this cockroach. Bye-bye, Newman. So it got crunched by the wheel of Malahide's chair when he pushed it back. And then you have this fucking stupid-ass shit. Okay. Now the movie goes to a new lewd low here. In order to distract the guards, Christopher Lambert and company, people want to escape from the prison. They end up finding a way to record the shower sequences. People in the shower. But mostly women. Of course, naked women lathering up and shit. Showing their titties. And, I guess also in this film they have co-ed showers, so kind of taking a bit from Starship Troopers there. But filming the footage of naked women showering, plus some of the black guys singing and looking like a fool, filming it and putting it on their basically on their channels. So now all the guy guards are like, oh my god, wow, ooh, yeah. And it switches to the black guy. No, go back to the women, man. This sucks. It's like, what the hell? It's like all of a sudden the film's like, you know, oh, let's use porno vision to distract the fucking guards. It's laughable. It's laughable. It's like Animal House shit in a sci-fi film. It's not really funny either. It's just corny. It's just so goddamn laughable. It's like, what the hell? Your plan to distract the guards is fucking porno vision? Great one, Brennick. Nice one, man. So, it was just so fucking lame. So they actually get away with it. They managed to unplug Zed. Yeah, Zed is back. I don't know how. Even though Zed looks so goddamn cheap in this one compared to the first film. It looks like they took like a plastic fucking... It looks like they took the fucking lid off of a fucking Tupperware. Like of a fucking, you know, a storage, you know, Tupperware box. Screwed it on a fucking swivel arm. And put a damn fucking light they stole from a fucking disco show or a nightclub in there and called it a day. It was so goddamn cheap looking. And the voiceover was not nearly as good as Carolyn Purdy Combs. The voiceover by... Let's see, the voiceover played Zed Marita Mita. Didn't do a good job. Didn't do it for me, Marita. Sound forced. British accent was so forced. Why is it Zed again? I thought Zed was destroyed. After Brennick destroyed her when she took over the truck at the end of Fortress. Why does it have to be Zed again? Why isn't it SED? You know, it stands for Computer Electronic Defense. Why don't we do that? SED. It sounds the same, but it's not the same. It sounds a little bit different. Not doing the same thing. Because basically this movie is basically the same thing as Fortress, except the prison's in outer space. And doesn't have nearly as much action. So basically you have... Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot about this. This is a half-ass fucking fight scene. And this film's so chock full of half-ass fight scenes. That could have been ended so much better. So, Wells shows up earlier in the film to basically beat the shit out of Lambert. And it's like they're in a metal shop room. And he shows up, he's got a flamethrower and... fucking welding mask, and he's like, you know, I've been waiting for this, Brennick. And then basically you have, which looks like it might be a good fight, flamethrower, you know, Brennick picks up a pipe and like a piece of metal used as a shield, but the editing is horrible in this. You don't even see barely anything. You don't even see Brennick use the pipe. Brennick gets his ass handed to him by this guy, almost gets lit on fire. Then some security guy comes in. I shit you not. This is how this bad guy dies. Okay, this is how this prisoner, this convict dies. What happens is, I guess somehow a little bit of the gasoline got in his fucking back, and now all of a sudden he's about to, you know, he's get ready to die, Brennick or something. And then all of a sudden he's like, you see flame behind his back. He's like, ah, Oh! Oh! And then he just burst into fucking flame out of fucking nowhere. It's like, oh! He's on fucking fire. And then he fucking like trips over his own feet and falls into a fucking incinerator. I'm like, what the hell was that? I was watching, I was like, that is fucking lame. You have a good set piece for a good action sequence, flamethrower, you know, Brennick, you know, come on now. How hard is it for Brennick to just fucking get the upper hand, hit the guy in the face with the shield, smack him a couple times with the fucking pipe, knock the fucking, you know, welding mask off, you know? See him, like, hit the back of the flamethrower and it leaks, then he kicks his ass into the incinerator. How hard is it for that? How hard is it to do that? It didn't even need a big budget for that. There's no excuse. It's just lazy and stupid. So, there's more of those lazy and stupid fight scenes, though, and I'll get into those, you know, pretty soon. So, anyway, after the, you know, oh, I forgot how they got into Zed's room. The guy who got his brain fried, he's cross-eyed, so, but he's only cross-eyed in one eye, I guess, so he can use one eye. And I guess he memorized the keypad tones from what he heard from the cockroaches videotapes, and he just goes doot 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 doot, and then gets in like nothing, and then just unplug the fucking computer. It's just like, oh, whatever. They pull some shit out, pull some wires out and shit. So now basically their whole plan to get out is there's a water tank, you know, delivery kind of shuttle, which is basically the equivalent of space truckers. And to be quite honest, I'd rather watch space truckers than this movie. It's more entertaining, at least. So anyway, you basically... And with that space shuttle, you have some awful CGI, some really crappy CGI points here. It looks like it was on like a fucking Windows 97 video game. And then basically you have this stupid fight scene. Oh, that's later, actually. Oh, you have this stupid shit. Most fucking idiotic. One of the most idiotic fucking sequences I've ever seen. I mean, this is where logic just thrown out the window. And I can suspend my disbelief as much as anyone, but man, I can't do it with this. This is just so fucking egregiously, you know, just egregiously fucking awful, man. This choice here, this writing by fucking John Flock and Peter Boyle. Are those pseudonyms for something else? Because what happens is, for someone else, because really, is that a pseudonym for fucking John Himes? So basically what happens is, Brennick, it's captured by Sato and company. So it's it for him. They were on their way to get to the shuttle, and he ends up getting put in an airlock, shot out the fucking airlock into space, wearing only his fucking jumpsuit, you know, his uniform that he's wearing for, you know, for the prison. It was 6's number on it. Only his jumpsuit. He swear to fucking God I'm not making this shit up. He gets sawn out of the airlock. He's not dead right away. He doesn't freeze and just dead. What happens is he holds his motherfucking breath and swims in motherfucking space. This motherfucker, Brennick, is swimming in space. He's swimming in space. What the fuck? How can you swim in motherfucking space? A lot. There's, you know, it's fuck. I mean, he's literally doing this shit in space. He's got no tether or anything behind him. He should be floating aimlessly the other direction, but somehow he's able to swim to basically, I don't know, move fucking atoms and matter to his will to get across to the other part of the ship. I'm not fucking shitting you. This movie is that fucking stupid. Okay? It's that fucking stupid. How the fuck can you do that? Was this screenplay written by a fucking 12-year-old who failed fucking science class? It makes sense. There's a lot of absolutely unbelievable shit in this, of prison in space.